What's happening with Indian football these days?
Actually, I think Indian football is not doing so great, and I think somewhere sports association and governments are responsible for that.
Your answer was tending towards negativity. Is government is responsible, then sports association is responsible.
Yeah.
Then you mentioned this stock trading certification course, and then it is just my side hobby. Then why mention it at all? Understand that you are accountable for everything you say and you mention in the form.
You can also see the Future You series that we have here at IMS, from which you can learn about what exactly happens to people who do their MBA and enter into this space of operations and supply chain management. Hello.
Hello, Dhruv. Can you tell us something about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi, myself Dhruv Suchak. I am a BBM graduate from SK Somaya College. During my undergraduate years, I was a part of college fest teams, and I was a core member in 3 different fest teams where I led a team of 10 to 15 members, which helped me learn and hone my leadership, decision making, and problem solving skills. After graduation, I started assisting in my father's business, simultaneously preparing for MBA entrance exams. While assisting at my father's business, I learned skills like customer persuasion, client relationship management, and inventory management. All these experiences helped me and piqued my interest in operation efficiency. So I decided to pursue an MBA. Also, it amplified my interest to pursue an MBA. Alongside this, apart from this, I enjoy playing volleyball and football. I have won several tournaments with my school, and I've represented them in various inter-league and open league tournaments.
So, what sort of family business you use?
It is in packing materials, industrial packing materials, like in industry like rubber, chemicals, the materials you need to pack that products like LDP, HDP. If you have seen carry bags, it's like that. It's not exactly carry bag, but the materials is same. And we are more into industrial packing materials only.
So, you mentioned that you have done a course on live stock trading certification.
Yeah, it
So what
was
is
a
that?
short course. I learned some, I had some interest in stock market. So I learned some fundamentals and technicals. And I started trading for a while, like long-term trading. I still invest, but it's like my side hobby. It's nothing more. I learned some fundamental and technical patterns, which I used for some time, but it was just a side interest for me.
No. Okay. So, in college, what was your favorite subject?
Actually, it was operations and logistics.
So, what is the difference between Mura and Muda?
Sorry, I don't know.
Okay. So, when we say Six Sigma, so what is Sigma in that?
Actually, in my college, we had only 2 specializations, marketing and finance. I wasn't good at marketing, and so I chose finance, but I always had interest in operations. So there were a few subjects like logistics and supply chain management, where I learned some export-import regulations and some logistics and some operation strategies like push-pull strategy, on-demand strategy, like that. Didn't have any favorite subject, so that's all.
So, since you mentioned that you have interest in learning about export-import, so
No, I
is
don't
that what
have
you...
interest in learning about export import, but I have interest in operational management procedures. I would love to learn about more about them. I want to learn more about how large scale companies, how big companies operate, and how they handle such large scale operations. So I would like to use it for my business in future.
So, you want to get into and continue your family business, or you want to enter those large companies that you mentioned where you want to learn about their
In
operations?
the short term, yes, I want to enter the large corporations because I want to learn how they operate. And I know if I join my family business early, I won't be able to learn much. I want to scale that. And before joining my family business, I plan to open my own business and then simultaneously run my family business. Just sustain that because I think it has reached some saturation level. I can grow it, but I have to still find the scope.
Which kind of corporates would you like to work for in the short term?
FMCGs
Such as?
such as Nestlé, ITC.
Why specifically Nestle?
It's not like specific, but I want to work for FMCG because they are more product focused, and I think I can learn a lot in there in terms of operational efficiencies and in logistics, supply chain management, which will help me further.
Do you know any basics of supply chain management?
Basics in the sense I know how the supply chain works, what are the steps, and some strategies which I mentioned, like push
Can you
strategies.
tell us a little bit about the usage of blockchain technologies in supply chains?
Blockchain technologies are used for tracking goods and real-time updates and monitoring of goods.
And why are these technologies so much in demand these days in supply chains?
Because I think they improve efficiencies, productivity, and they make the processes much easier and adaptable.
You mentioned football as one of your hobbies. So,
Yeah,
mind if we have a chat about football?
sure. I would love.
What's happening with Indian football these days?
Actually, I think Indian football is not doing so great. Like our Indian league, that is Indian Super League, is doing well, but Indian team internationally is not doing good. And I think somewhere a sports association and governments are responsible for that. We are not allocated enough budgets to train players, to source like to find players from remote regions. I think there is a lot of potential in India.
So you believe it's a more of a governance and administration problem rather than the interest in the sport being there or not there in the country?
I think interest in the sport is a lot. Like I know a lot of football fans, and I have seen craze for football everywhere. So I don't think there's an interest problem, but I think there is a governance problem, and I think if that is worked upon, we can
You
get
were
better.
in charge of the governance and the administration of Indian football for a substantial period of time, hypothetically speaking. What one main strategy would you deploy or employ to solve this problem that you are referring to in Indian football?
Okay, I would love to allocate more budget for training and finding players. I think there are many remote villages and remote areas where there are very good players, but we are not able to find them because of lack of sourcing and lack of funds. And I would love to invest on training because training is something I think can improve our team and our players better.
Where would you scout these young talent from?
I think majorly in Seven Sisters, Nagaland. I have seen many ads, no, like in videos and everything. There are many players, and I have also seen some players.
Can you name any famous Indian footballer from the Northeast? From the Northeast.
From the Northeast, I can't.
Okay.
But I have seen many clips, and I have seen some players in the tournaments who are from Northeast, and they play very well.
I want to come back.
And also in West Bengal and Chennai, I guess, the south side.
I want to come back to your interest in stock trading as well. You mentioned it as a side hobby.
I had some interest in the start, so that's why I started that course. But alongside with my
But you've done it for
academics,
some time.
yeah,
So you understand the technical side as well as the fundamental side.
a little yes.
So if you were to explain the concept of beta to a layman, how would you do that?
Beta,
Yeah.
I can't. I can explain some basic concepts that I look for when I select a stock, and I know some basic patterns which are noticed, like inverted hammer and three crows. And
Where
that
have you learned these techniques from?
I have learned in that course, some at YouTube, and little there was a subject in my MBA, BBM program. So there.
In the interest of what's happening today with AI, there are a lot of apps and technologies which are coming out these days which are saying that do stock trading with the help of AI. which means there's no human intervention or human knowledge in terms of decision making involved. It's just a recommendation given by the AI and the person has to make a call. What do you envision will happen to the future of the stock market and the decision making that goes behind with respect to stock trading with such AI recommendations evolving rapidly?
I think it will help, but with helping, it can be a bad side. There is a bad side to it, because the AI is only dependent on the data and not on emotion. I think stock market works on human emotions too.
Okay.
The stock and AI only uses data for it. So I think the prediction will be accurate, but sometimes it can be not a good decision to trust the AI. And I think the manipulation for stock market will be easy with AI.
All right.
So you work as an accounting intern.
Yeah, for a short period of time.
Why not go for CA and why MBA?
So accounting intern was an compulsory internship assignment from my college, and at that time only I knew I didn't have interest in finance. So what happened was when I started working for Ruchita Shah and Associates, I had interest in start because I did some tally work at my father's business. But when I got into that, I found it more tiring and recurring, which like
Now take a situation. You finish your MBA and get into a job, quote unquote, in big companies. Okay. Your work becomes tiring and recurring. Big companies that you're interested in. Your work becomes tiring and recurring. So where will you go?
like I would love to get a job that has my interest. Finance doesn't has my interest that much. So if that becomes tiring and recurring, I would love to switch the job or switch my role, and would love to explore new opportunities and new challenges.
Okay. So what is your favorite book?
I don't read books.
You don't read books. So on the B school campus, every single day you will have to read about 100 pages minimum. So how do we trust that you'll be able to cope up with that requirement?
So I don't read books, but I read some articles, and I think I'll be able to cope up with it. I don't have any, I'm not able to read books because I don't have much time. Like I have various things to cope up with. Like I contribute to my father's business. I'm studying for MBA entrance exams. So I have many things to do. That is why I'm not able to read books. But I think I'll be able to manage what MBA has, what I have to do now.
You've taken part in, you've mentioned 3 different college events that you've been part of. Walk us through very briefly what roles you have fulfilled in those college fests, and more importantly, what I'd like to understand is the major learnings that you got from those experiences.
Okay, so I was a part of events department in my college teams. I was a core member. So our job was to organize, create and execute events. I was a core member, so I led a team of 10 to 15 members under me. And that's where I learned leadership skills, problem solving skills, because we had a lot of on-day problems, and to manage team members, there were a lot of difficulties. So that's where I learned leadership skills, team management skills, and decision making skills.
So how would you define a leader?
A leader is someone that takes his team with him and ensures that the task is done properly, efficiently.
So who do you think, give me one example of the most effective leader you know?
Most effective leader I know. My father. Not a subsequent personality, but yes, I have seen him. And Narendra Modi ji. I think he's doing great in upholding our nation's image and taking it forward.
Nothing more from my side.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hello, Dhruv. Your interview is over. Now we'll begin with the feedback. So how do you think it went?
It didn't bit bad. I think,
Yeah, you could have done better.
yeah, very much.
Okay, so what is the first question that you asked you?
That is about yourself.
So why do you think we asked that question?
To give you more information about me so that you can ask me follow-up questions and to take to take the panel towards my interest.
So do you think you did justice to that?
No.
So I'll tell you one big problem that I found in your answer. First of all, your answer to that introduction question was too long.
Okay.
Okay. The idea of introduction is not to give a laundry list of some 15, 20 things.
Okay.
Because there is a danger. First of all, if the answer is too long, and what if the panel cuts you?
Yeah.
In that case, what will happen is
I'll
the
come.
point that you really wanted to highlight will get missed. You'll never get an opportunity to talk about it. You have to understand that most of the times the answer to first question is in your control. So that is a very good opportunity for you to drive the interview.
Yeah.
Okay. Later on, what happens is not in your control. In the sense, what questions panel asks.
Yeah.
And you have to give answers to the questions asked. Okay. So that will be a lost opportunity for you. Okay. And once that opportunity is lost, it is gone forever. Okay. Then you also gave the answer to why MBA question right in the introduction. That is not a very good idea. See, because it all depends on the interpretation of the interviewer. So wait for the question to come to you. See, because one interpretation could be you are somehow not very sure why you want to go for MBA, you are not convinced yourself. So you are telling it on your own in a way to preempt the question from coming to you. So if you give the answer why MBA without being asked for, then again panel cannot ask you the same question. Right? Now, you also talked about you develop some leadership skills and other things. So in a way, one interpretation could be you're praising yourself unnecessarily. Okay. Right in the introduction. Okay. Don't do that. Okay. So there is a better way of portraying it. I organized some events in college, and you can talk about those events. And that gave me an opportunity to work with a team.
Okay.
And then organizing different activities and whatever you want to do. But don't make it appear as if you are bragging about yourself. Then you mentioned that you have been working with your father's business, and you did not tell what business it is.
In the
So
introduction.
right in the introduction in the one sentence. See, because if you have been doing that for last 2 years after your graduation, then one question will definitely come is what were you doing for 2 years? See, you are not sitting idle. You are not sitting at home, right? You are doing something. That's great. But don't leave it open-ended like this. So mention this one sentence, at least what sort of business is it? Yes. And what is your role? What are you doing in that? Then for your why MBA, see, you can very well tie it with your experience of working with your father's business. Now, from what I understand, on the basis of what you told us, that your father's business is into industrial packaging materials, right? So I believe a lot of operations related things are involved in that. So that kindled your interest in operations. I want to explore it further. So that will portray the same answer in a much positive spirit. What you say later on, I mean, not specifically in that answer. I'm not good at marketing. I'm not good at finance. And I want to go for operations. Okay? So that won't, whatever you do or whatever answers you give it a positive spin to it. Then later on, you also said, don't criticize. My job might become tiring and recurring. So this question will come that post MBA, what will you do? And believe us, lot of jobs are routine jobs. It's not that all the jobs are very exciting and you'll get to do something new every single day. No, it doesn't happen. So where will you go? Then another point. When I ask you the question about this accounting internship, it was a compulsory internship. But the moment you said it is a compulsory internship,
Okay, it portrayed wrong.
so it portrays in a bad light in the sense, so just because it was compulsory, you did it. Yeah, although it is a case with many students, I'm not saying that it is, but still, don't make it so explicit. I want to work with big companies, large scale operations. So why big? Why large scale operations? At this point, your focus should be on learning. So whichever company you get into, no, I want to understand what really happens on the ground, what really happens in the business.
So I thought, as I mentioned, I have worked in my father's business. So I think they can cross question on me. Ke, you have learned that things in your father's business. So why don't you continue there, and why do you want to join another small scale or medium scale enterprise? So that's why I mentioned that large scale operations. So I can learn how companies operate all over country and at global level.
So I'll give you one idea about it. So sometime later you also mentioned that there are not too much learning opportunity in your business, and then saturation level has come, something like that. So again, that is a negative spin. Don't do that. But if you want to say the same thing, that learning opportunities are limited, so how can you portray it in a better way? That for how many years your father has been in this business? For last 15, 20, 25 years, right? So, and how many employees are there?
We have 9 to 10 employees.
And they have been around for a long time in the business. So, you can give it a spin, saying that all those people working there look upon you as if you are owner's son.
Yeah.
And I believe in this kind of environment, I think my learning opportunities will be limited. So what I want to do is, I want to go to a place where I will not enjoy any such privilege. I'll be treated like any other employee. I want to learn everything hard way and then come back. Then you mentioned that you want to start your own business and then come back to your father's business.
Actually, I was trying to say that I want to start my own business, but at the same time, I just wanna, I don't want to close my father's business, and I want to simultaneously run it.
And so at this point, for this 15-20 minutes of interaction in the interview, my suggestion is don't mention this, I want to start my business at all. Because MBA is mostly not about entrepreneurship. They will teach you how to become a good corporate manager. Although there are some electives on entrepreneurship, but the focus of MBA program is not entrepreneurship. And then another question could come is, now you're from a business family. Then why not get started right now? Why do you want to come for MBA?
Because, as I mentioned, I don't have much learning opportunities there, and my goal is bigger. So I think I can learn much in MBA. And then,
So the moment you mention my goal is bigger, I want to work with large companies, so that gives a different connotation to everything. At this point, when you're going there as a student, your focus should be on learning. So whichever organization I get into, so you can keep it, you may not want to name the organization as such, but a sector. So whichever company I get into, my focus should be on learning.
And FMCG may not be the only sector where you can learn operations. It's a very good sector to learn it for sure. But there could be so many other, like Horeca could be a sector. There could be aviation sector.
cement.
Any sector, constructions, building materials, whatever is a sector, operations and supply chain management can be learned on the ground the hard way in any sector. So maybe you can choose a couple of sectors and portray that and say that I'm open to any opportunity within these. And have your reasons for why you selected the sector.
Then another point I found that your answer was tending towards negativity is government is responsible, the sports association is responsible.
Yeah, that was answering to that. I realized it. Yeah, I should not blame,
So
but
why
I already
get
went
into
that
that?
way.
Yeah.
Even the answer that you gave around why not CA and why MBA, right? That sir asked you the question of, even that had a slightly negative connotation to it. So you have to give reasons as to why you want to do something and why not you want to reject something. basically.
CA is a very good course, right?
Yeah.
No doubt about it. But it is not for me.
Yeah.
And for that, you don't have to necessarily say that I hate finance or I'm not interested in finance, because finance will be a topic that will be taught during your MBA. You cannot say then that I don't want to do that subject because I only want to. And by the way, you have to be a generalist also as a management graduate. Cannot say that, okay, I'm only interested in one specialization. So that aspect is something you can glorify your interest in the area of operations, cannot subdue any other area as well, because you cannot run a family business also without knowing finance, without knowing a little bit of marketing. Yeah.
Then you mentioned this stock trading certification course, and then it is just my side hobby.
So I
Then
shouldn't
why
mention.
mention it at all?
Yeah.
So understand that you are accountable for everything you say and you mention in the form.
Yeah.
So you can expect questions based on that.
That is a clear conflict. If you do mention the trading certification, I think it's a good thing to mention any kind of such certification. If it's NISM certified, then a good thing to mention. But then don't give the spin to it that, okay, I'm just doing it because it's my hobby. You can say it that way, that it is my hobby and I wanted to know more about it. I wanted to get certified in the concepts that I have been learning from free resources, but I wanted to get certified in it. And therefore, I took up the certification. And these are the 1, 2, 3 key learnings I got from the certification. You
So
can
I
leave it
didn't
like
have
that.
much to talk about it. That's why I mentioned it as my side hobby. So
No. So you should go back to your certification course. You should remember and try to jot down the key takeaways that you have learned and that you're implementing in as you're doing your side hobby. And you don't have to use the word side hobby. You can just say, I'm interested in this space and I've learned from the certification as well.
Okay.
Then Insir asks about this AI recommendations in stock market and what will how will the future look like. So I'll give you one idea about it. See, the way it works in stock market is mostly the big firms dominate the stock market, and they actually manipulate. Manipulate may be too harsh a word, but in a way they play around
Yeah.
and make sure that So if there is a trend going on, that if a particular type of some candle happens, then they the way they play around is that they will take the price to such a level and take stop losses of people,
Yeah.
and then enter at that level.
Yeah.
So that is how the things work. Now, if AI recommendation goes on like this, then also those big institutions will still find a way to initially for some days everything works fine, but later on those strategies start failing because of this. So human element will still be there.
B school panelists love structure to every answer. And if you would have structured this answer by saying that, look, sir, this stock market is a beast, and one of the aspects of this is retail investors. But the large institutional investors, which sir is talking about, that is still going to be a big factor. And then within the structured area of retail investors, you could have said that, okay, this will play a role. I liked what you said about emotions coming into the stock market. That was a good statement to make. But you should have broken down the stock market ecosystem into retail investors and large institutional investors, and then specifically spoken about what you feel is the impact of AI on the retail side, which anyway is up and coming, but it's not as significant, which we all know, right?
And if you're keen on operations, then better be aware of terms like Six Sigma and some basic terminologies, right? And then one last point of feedback from my side, when I ask you about leader, and you mention Narendra Modi ji, I don't have anything against that answer per se, but be aware that the moment you mention any example from politics, now you don't know the personal inclinations of the person sitting next to you.
Yeah.
Now, although it is expected that they should not judge a candidate on the basis of political inclinations, but still, why take chances?
Yeah.
And they are also human beings.
Yes.
They have their own likings and preferences.
Yeah.
So there are so many leaders from different
Corporates.
Corporates or even any other field.
Yeah.
Mention any name which will not be not, I will not say controversial as such, but not so much debated.
Okay.
So some additional points of feedback from my side. When you say Narendra Modi, the reasons that you gave to justify that answer were also not enough. You almost left it halfway through, and then you did not follow through with the reasons as to why you think he's a great leader. So if you're mentioning any leader, you have to mention the reasons behind the same. Your father definitely could be a great role model for you in terms of leadership, but that context setting is not there between the panelists and you enough to accept your answer as the role model example. So maybe pick up some other noteworthy or notable known examples which you genuinely believe are good leaders. Some other points of feedback are when sir asked you about stock trading for the first time, you interrupted him. Clearly, you interrupted him and you did not wait for his question to finish. That I noticed 2 or 3 times more during the interview. Please be conscious about this. Then, when we spoke about college events and the learnings from it, you mentioned about leading a team, which is also the feedback that sir said that, okay, you have to talk about the events and the leadership traits that you got from that. But you failed to give a single example of what you did inside one of those 3 events. Anybody can say this statement that I participated in this event and I got leadership skills and people management skills from it. How should the panelist believe that? Only with the help of an example which is unique to you. So either stats or an example are the only believable things that can convince the other person that what you're saying is definitely true. My final point of feedback is I was happy about the fact that you knew what blockchain technology is. Could have given some examples if you knew about it of some maybe 1 or 2 companies that are using blockchain technologies as part of their supply chain. The answer for why blockchain is not the fact that it increases efficiency. It increases transparency in the system, which is what you alluded to in the beginning, but you didn't mention about it any further. The idea of starting own business and continuing family business after doing MBA and gaining experience in corporate is showing a very haphazard kind of a story for yourself. So maybe you can still present a similar answer, but with timelines that you maybe have a 5 to 10 year kind of a horizon in your mind for doing this and then returning to this. But still, I would say managing both family business and starting your own business at the simultaneously is a risky affair, and you may get grilled on that.
Okay. So should I frame it like in the short term for like next 5 years I plan to work in corporate and then I plan to start my own entrepreneurialism?
You can say it in a way that, okay, I definitely want to join a corporate to get the hands-on experience and learning. I'm looking at a time frame of, let's say, anywhere between 5 to 10 or 5 to 15 years. And then dependent on how things are going at that point of time, I'm open to the idea of perhaps starting my own enterprise, which could be in the areas of similar lines of operations, supply chain management, logistics, etc. Many IM and many B school professors may be knowledgeable in football. It's a very, very famous sport, common sport. If you're mentioning football and if you're mentioning that as part of your tell me about yourself answer, then please be very, very well prepared with statistics around football ecosystem, not just in Europe, not just about the FIFA World Cup, which is coming up. I could have easily questioned you on many detailed aspects of the upcoming FIFA World Cup. I didn't. I chose to speak about Indian football, an equally important topic that can be brought up by the panelist, since you mentioned football by yourself. Now, I'm only saying that because I too happen to be a very big football enthusiast. I would assume a lot of B school professors would be. Volleyball may not be that much, but even then you will have to be equally prepared about the stats and the ecosystem around.
I actually know much about volleyball because I play it.
Then I think you should talk about volleyball more. If you play it more and know about
frequently,
it more, then I think it's a more risky affair to talk about football than volleyball. If genuinely you play it more than and follow it more than football.
See, inside your My IMS login, there is something called Nano MBA capsule. So there you will find marketing operations and all. So in operations, all these concepts, Six Sigma and all that, is explained there.
Sure.
So just go through that before you go for you.
You can also see the Future You series that we have here at IMS. So you can pick up some Future You series is basically talking about some of the careers that people have had post their MBA, maybe 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line after doing their MBA, what they are doing. So maybe you can pick up a future you episode of someone who is into operations and supply chain management. And we have examples of people who've come from Amazon and many other, such companies from which you can learn about what exactly happens to people who do their MBA and enter into this space of operations and supply chain management. You can definitely talk about it. One element which I forgot to mention, maybe keep it in mind, there are a lot of family managed MBA programs as well, like MBA programs for family businesses. So I don't know, maybe it can come up that why you not opting for something like that and why you wanting to come here. So again, it ties into your answer of joining a corporate and all those things and not continuing your family business for the timing right now. So work on that answer and be prepared on probably being asked a question around the MBA for family businesses as well, because that's also up and coming by a couple of B schools. Okay? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.